Hello, my name is Jessica and I'm from the Chesterfield Museum, and I would like to talk to you about our memory boxes. Today's memory box is called In the Garden. It is all about rekindling the memories of time spent outside, outdoors, looking after your garden or allotment. Our memory boxes cover a wide range of topics. If you would like any more information on the memory boxes we have, please visit the Chesterfield Museum website. Our memory boxes are a really great way of allowing people to open up about their past lives and rekindle those special memories. Throughout the video, I will be asking questions relating to the objects I'm going to show you, so please feel free to pause the video at any time and have a chat about what memories come up relating to each object. The first item I would like to show you from the memory box is this Percy Thrower's Master Garden Series booklet. This is Percy Thrower's Master Gardener Series, an amateur gardening publication. 22 ABC guides to help make the most out of your garden. Percy Thrower was probably the first celebrity gardener. Percy Thrower started the whole TV gardening genre, similar to a lot of the modern day presenters. He was a gardener first and a TV personality second. For decades, he presented a radio program called Beyond the Back Door. He became a celebrity who was genuinely loved by his audience. In 1962, he made the transition from radio to television. Percy Thrower remained down to earth and approachable, which is why he was liked so much. He could often be seen puffing away at his pipe behind the counter at his own garden centre, and he was very happy to dish out advice to anybody who had any questions. I think his books and booklets were really popular because they were really informative and easy to follow. You can see this technical illustration of these artichokes, and it even has in the corner some advice of how to cook them once they have been grown and harvested. He presented the first Gardener's World from 1969 to 1976, and he was also the gardener on Blue Peter. Can you remember watching Percy Thrower on Gardener's World or Blue Peter? Did you use instruction sheets like these to help grow your own vegetables? Have you ever asked for advice on how to grow certain things in your garden? The next item from the memory box is this garden gnome. Garden gnomes originated in Germany. Gnomes are known to be cheery, if not slightly mischievous creatures who offered late-night assistance in gardens and the protection of the property. Garden gnomes have a distinctive look. They have pointed hats, rotund bellies, and white beards. They are a bit of a love-hate item. Some people love to collect them and have lots of different kinds, where some people might not be fans of this aesthetic and not consider them to take residence in their garden. During the 60s, 70s and 80s, garden gnomes were very popular and probably most gardens had at least one. There are lots of different kinds of gnomes. You can get them sleeping or playing sports or dancing. So there's a gnome for every occasion. This gnome, I think, is actually painting. He's holding a paintbrush and a palette with some paints on there. He also has a little mushroom friend with him. Did you ever have a gnome in your garden? Did you ever collect gnomes? What was your gnome doing? Was it having a sleep or maybe fishing? These next few items are grouped together because they are all about growing vegetables in a garden. We have a bag of veg, a little plant pot for the seeds, and also a small trophy for when you win the grand prize for your best vegetable. Gardening and growing your own vegetables has always been a popular pastime for many people. Back in the 1950s, people grew veg sort of as a throwback to the war when self-sufficiency was promoted and a necessity if you had a bit of ground and land to grow things on. Horticultural shows were quite popular in mining communities and for big companies. Some big companies such as Staveley Works or Robinson's in Chesterfield had a horticultural society, and growing the biggest leek or onion was quite a prize to be won, and the cup would be given for growing the biggest or best vegetable of some kind. If you are growing things from seedlings, you would need smaller pots like this one to then nurture and grow them to be ready to be planted into the ground. Herbs are quite a good item to grow for beginners because they don't need that much looking after and are a good place to start for beginner gardeners. Have you ever grown your own vegetables? Did you have a favourite vegetable to grow? Did you ever attend a horticultural show? Did you ever win a prize for the biggest or best vegetable? The next items I have to show you are these gardening tools. This is a garden trowel. It is a hand tool. You can see it has a pointed scoop-shaped metal blade. This one has a wooden handle. It is comparable to a spade or a shovel, but as you can see, it is much smaller and it is designed to be used with one hand. It is used for breaking up earth, digging small holes. It can also be used for mixing in fertilizer or other additives, also for transferring plants to pots. This hand fork is a really handy garden tool. You can use hand forks to remove weeds and also to prepare planting holes, and they're also used to tidy the soil level around border edges. So with these two trusty tools, you can tend to your garden and make sure it is cared for. Did you have your own set of gardening tools? Did you enjoy this part of gardening, the digging and the sowing of the seeds? Did you have a garden shed to keep all these tools nice and neat in there? The next item I have to show you are these gardening gloves. A good pair of gardening gloves goes a long way in making gardening tasks pleasant and keeping your hands safe. These gloves are made from a heavy cotton and a more firmer leather-like material, and it is a really good choice for traditional all-purpose work gloves. There are many different kinds of gloves depending on what your particular needs are, and they are made from different materials. Gloves help to keep your hands clean and dry, and depending on their strength and thickness, they can protect your hands from prickles, splinters, any chemicals that you are using, and other sharp objects. They provide a lot of comfort as well as safety by keeping hands warm and dry when it's cold and wet outside. Do you have a pair of gardening gloves? Do you have different kinds of gloves for different activities outside? Or do you prefer to not use gloves and feel the soil with your hands? That brings us to the end of this memory box video. Thank you so much for going through these objects with me, and I hope that they have brought up some nice memories of being outdoors in your garden. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.